Hello students. In this video I'm going to talk about your research project. Your research project for this semester is built up of 8 parts totaling 450 points. That's 45% of your final grade. So we're going to be spending a lot of time on this project and it's going to envelop a bulk of the semester. So let me break down the pieces. It's in Blackboard, it's under projects, and there's a research project folder. They're all labeled RP and then a number dash number. There's 3 major sections. There's doing the research, prepping the project, there's 2 papers, and then there's a presentation. So the research is the 1. If I scroll down a little bit, when we get to writing the papers, that's 2, and then when we start working on the presentation, that's 3. And then they've each got a sub number there. So the very first thing, choosing a topic, RP 1-1, that's due up first. And it might sound strange, but this is, we're going to require you to use Wikipedia. And I know that's odd, but let me explain. The point of this research project is to be very specific on what do you want to be when you grow up and how does that use technology. That's what we're looking for in this entire project. And so I give you some instructions here, and you're going to find a Wikipedia page relating to these topics in the rubric. So if you can find a Wikipedia page that is about the technology you're looking for. So for example, I'm a college professor and I could use Blackboard. That's a technology that I have at my disposal. That's pretty specific towards college professors, although it is used in other fields. I could go another route and I could say something more open, something like Google+. That's something that I have at my disposal. It's available to the entire world, so it doesn't have to be specific that only your career uses it. It just has to be utilized by your career. If you find a Wikipedia page about Blackboard and its use in education, there's my full credit. If I find something that's about college professors, maybe it's got a section on technology or section on Blackboard, then I get partial credit and it goes down. And I've got some instructions on how I want you to submit that. Up next, this is definitely what I call a 2 birds 1 stone assignment. For this course, we've got to talk about word processing software, and we need to talk about writing formal business letters. Well, I'm going to take care of both of those in your research project, although the content is not something you would necessarily do outside of this class. The formatting of the business letter definitely is. So if you've never written a business letter, we've got a folder with some links on the formatting we're going to use, and then you can see that there. Third piece is an annotated bibliography with the template, so you don't have to start from scratch. At this point in the semester, we've learned about going out and finding resources, and you can see that 9 or more resources cited or annotated. So let me scroll down a little bit to the actual research paper and show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. 9 sources at a minimum are required for this research paper in the categories listed here. You can have more. Certainly, more sources can help you get up the word count. So let me scroll back up. 50 points, you get all 9 sources, and then you show some critical thinking alongside there, and then it drops down from there. Up next is what I'm calling a content draft for your presentation. That's what EP stands for, executive presentation. And this is a very simple, no design, no animation, no nothing, PowerPoint, or some other presentation software that you're using. The point of this is to help you start to translate this into an outline that will help both writing your research paper and writing that final, or creating that final presentation that you're going to be doing. Then we've got the research paper itself. I've got a funny image about research papers. The next one, RP2-2, is kind of interesting. At this point in the semester, we've learned about analyzing and evaluating resources, and we're going to go back to that original Wikipedia page that I had you find, and we're going to evaluate it based on the criteria that we found to see, well, is this really a useful source or not? And then finally, we break into the presentation itself. You've got what I'm calling a design draft. At this point in the semester, we're going to have discussed presentation design and different ways to create good, high-quality presentations. So you'll turn in a draft of that, and then we'll give you some feedback before you do your final presentation, which is the very last piece of this, which you will be doing using technology as opposed to getting up in front of the class. So that's an overview of the research project. It's in Blackboard. Please go ahead over the next couple of days. Read all of this. Make sure you've got a thorough understanding of where we're going to go with this project. If you've got any questions, please shoot me an email or give me a message on Google+, or bring your questions to class next week. Thanks for watching.